So this topic will be covered. Okay. So first going into electrical quantities, the difference, see in electrical quantities, we will be defining about the basic quantities, voltage, current, resistance, conductance, power, all those things we will be just defining, and then I will give you a quick revision on node analysis. Okay. The difference in the potentials of the two charged bodies is called potential difference. We all know what is potential difference, right? Next comes the voltage. The ability of the charged body to do work is called electric potential. And electric potential can be defined as the ratio of work done to charge, right? So this is the expression related to potential, and its unit is volts. Next comes the current. The flow of electrons through a conductor is called as electric current. As you all know, the electric current unit is going to be ampere. It has one more unit, coulomb per second. Okay, and it can also be defined as ratio of charge and time. Okay, so if I put a ratio of charge and time, then you get the unit as coulomb per second. Next is resistance. Resistance is defined as the property of the substance due to which it restricts the flow of electrons through the conductor. Okay, so this is the resistance power. Okay, its unit is ohms. Now this resistance depends upon four factors. First one, it is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. Okay, so it has been written as R is proportional to N. Next, it is inversely proportional to the cross-sectional area of the conductor. So R is proportional to 1 by A, where area is going to be the cross-sectional area of the conductor. Third one, it depends upon the nature of the matter of the conductor. Okay. The last one, it depends upon the temperature of the conductor. So consolidating all the 4 points, we will be writing it as R is proportional to L by A, where R is the resistance, L is the length of the conductor, A is going to be the area of cross section of the conductor. Okay. Removing this proportionality, we introduce a constant called as rho. So the equation can be written as R is equal to rho into L by A. Okay. This constant rho is called as resistivity. Alright. Resistivity is the property or nature of the material due to which it opposes the flow of current through it. So this is similar to the resistance. Okay, so we also call it as specific resistance. We have several names for that. Okay, and the unit for resistivity is ohm meter. Next, conductance. Conductance is the inducement to the flow of current. So as the resistivity opposes the flow of current, conductance encourages the flow of current. Okay, this is a directly opposite quantity for resistivity. Okay, so we can define conductance as the reciprocal of resistance also, and it is denoted as G, and its unit is mho, the inverse of rho. Okay. Next is the power. The rate at which the work is done in an electric circuit is called as electrical power. So electrical power is equal to work done in electrical circuit divided by time. Now this power can also be defined as the product of voltage and current. The unit for power is watts. Okay. Next, electrical energy. The total work done in electrical energy is called as electrical energy. Okay, the total work done in an electrical circuit is called electrical energy. Now this electrical energy is equal to the product of power and time. Okay, so when you always talk about the energy, it is corresponding to the time. So both power and time should be considered correspondingly. Okay. Next, we'll quickly revise nodal analysis. Okay, and then we will solve some problems in nodal analysis. Now, nodal analysis is a very, very important topic. Definitely, you will get a question in nodal analysis. Okay, this method is mainly based on Kirchhoff's current law. It states that the total current entering a circuit junction is exactly equal to the total current leaving the same junction. So this nodal analysis is fully based on KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. So in Kirchhoff's current law states that at any junction, the sum of incoming current is equal to the sum of outgoing current. So in nodal analysis, we will be talking in terms of current. previously you would have attended a session on mesh analysis. In mesh analysis, everything you will be talking in terms of voltage. Okay, so here the reverse, you will be talking in terms of current. So if you need to calculate for the voltage, you have to first calculate the current and then go in for voltage. Okay, so directly you cannot calculate the voltage. This method uses the analysis of the different nodes of the network. So this is purely based on nodes. So we are telling nodes. What is a node? Node, every junction point in a network where two or more branches meet is called as a node. So node is nothing but a junction point. One of the nodes is assumed as a reference node whose potential is assumed to be zero. It is also called as zero potential node. So always in any problem, we will have one reference node. In that reference node, the potential will be considered as zero. So if I have 5 nodes in the problem, one will be taken as the reference node and 4 node problem it will be. So you will have 4 equations and based on that you have to solve the problem. At other nodes, the different voltages are to be measured with respect to the reference node. The reference node should be given a number 0 and then the equations are to be written for all of the nodes by applying KCL. Okay. The advantage of this method lies in the fact that we get n-1 equations to solve if there are n nodes. This reduces the calculation of the work. So if you have 3 nodes, one will be taken as the reference node. So 2 will be your node. So you will write equations for these 2 nodes, right? And you can solve it by matrix method or you can solve by simultaneous equation method and get the values of the currents. Okay. Now steps for node analysis. Choose the nodes and node voltages to be obtained. Choose the currents, preferably leaving the node at each branch connected to the node. Apply Kirchhoff's current law at each node with proper sign convention. Obtain the equation for each branch current in terms of node voltages and substitute in the equations obtained in step 3. Last step, solve all the equations obtained in step 4 and step 5 simultaneously to obtain the required node voltages. Okay, now these are the steps. I will illustrate 2 methods here. Okay, one is by writing equations and the second one is by inspection method. Okay, we will have a quick check for these 2 illustrations and then we will solve some problems. Okay, the first one. Now consider this circuit. We have 5 resistors R1, R2, R3, R4, R5 and 2 voltage sources V1 and V2. Okay, so here we are going to solve this by node analysis. So here we have 3 nodes. This is first node, this is second node and this is the third node. So now the third node, the grounded node is assumed as the reference node and it will have 0 potential. Okay, so we will be talking only about 2 nodes. One is VA. VA is at this one, node A, and here node B. Okay, let the nodes at nodes A and B be VA and VB. So the voltages at node A is considered as VA and voltage at node B is considered as VB. Okay, now based on Kirchhoff's current law, we are writing the equation considering the first node VA. Okay, so if I see here, this is I1, I2, I3, right? So now all these currents are outgoing. So I will write it as I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. So according to Kirchhoff's current law, we know that the sum of incoming currents is equal to the sum of outgoing currents. So the equation is written as I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. Now, how to define these currents? Now first look at the first branch. I1 is equal to, always the current is equal to the voltage by resistance, right? Now in this branch, if you see, the voltage linked here is V1. Okay, and the voltage here at the node, at the first node is VA. Okay, so we will be writing I1 is equal to VA minus V1. This minus because the current flows from positive to negative. So we will always take the second sign as a convention. Okay. So I1 is equal to VA minus V1 by R1. This is what is written here. Okay. Next coming to I2. Now I2 VA minus V0 by R2. V0 is going to be the 0 potential voltage. So whenever you are substituting the value for V naught, you will put it as 0. Now coming to the third one, you will write it as VA minus VB. Here it is the center branch connected between two nodes. So VA minus VB divided by R3. Okay, this is how we define the current. Now substituting all the values of I1, I2 and I3 in equation number 1, we will have this equation, right? Now I told you V0 is the reference node. So the value of voltage there is going to be 0. So substitute V0 is equal to 0 wherever V0 is present. So the equation will get reduced like this: VA by R1 minus V1 by R1 plus VA by R2. This is going to be 0. The next one, VA by R3 minus VB by R3. Okay. Now pulling out the like terms, you get the equation 2. Right. Now this is for the first node. Second node is VB. This is the VB voltage. So again, we are writing equation based on Kirchhoff's current law. Okay. So this is I3. I3, you check the direction. I3 is entering the node, and I4 and I5 is leaving the node. Right. So the entering node I3 is equal to the leaving nodes I4 plus I5. So the third equation is I3 is equal to I4 plus I5. Now define the currents. I4 is equal to VB minus V0. The entire node here is considered as V0. So wherever you take, it is considered as V0. Okay. VB minus V0 by R4. And I5 is equal to VB. VB is the nodal voltage at node B. VB minus V2 by R5. And what is I3? I3 is nothing but, now you will write it as VA plus VB by R3. Okay, because this is connected between these two nodes. Now substituting all this value in the equation number 3 here, and substituting the reference node 0, reference node voltage is 0, the equation will reduce like this. Okay, now we have two equations, equation number 2 and 4, and we have unknown quantities. We can either solve it by, we have two unknown quantities, VA and VB. We can solve it by matrix method or by simultaneous equation method. Now I will go through a problem based on this illustration. Now check out this problem. Find I0 using nodal analysis. Okay, I0 is marked out here. All right. Now this is going to be a simple problem, single node problem. The only node is V1. The voltage at node 1 is represented as V1. Okay. Now applying Kirchhoff's current law, write the equation. Now check the direction of the currents. This is marked as I1, I0 and I2. Now all the three directions are leaving the node, right? So I will take it as I1 plus I0 plus I2 is equal to 0. Okay. Now define I1 first. I1 is equal to V1 minus 6. Okay. Divided by 6. 6 we have written because it is 6K. All the resistors are in kilo ohms. So I have just taken it as 6. Okay. Plus I0. I0 is equal to V1 minus V0. V0 is going to be the reference voltage. It is 0. Okay. So we have just written it as V1 by 3. V1 by 3. And for I2, it is going to be V1 minus 3 by 6 is equal to 0. Okay. So we are now simplifying this equation. Take an LCM, simplify it. You will get it as 4V1 is equal to 9. So V1 is equal to 9 by 4 volts. Now, what is the question? Find I0 using node analysis. Now we had got V1, right? Now find out I0. I0 is equal to V1 by 3K, right? Voltage by current. So substitute here, you will be getting the answer. This is the answer. I0 is equal to 3 by 4 milliamps. Okay. Now next illustration, node analysis by inspection method. Now inspection method, this is the easiest method as far as node analysis is considered. Okay, so here just by seeing the circuit, you will just write the matrix method and solve it out. Now just when you're going by inspection method, just check the question, what is required in the question, and that alone you find. If you have given with 3 nodes and the question is asked as find the second node voltage, then just find V2 alone, do not find out V1 and V3. Okay. Now coming to this illustration 2, we know Ohm's law states that V is equal to I into R. Now from here I can write I is equal to 1 by R into V. Okay. Or 1 by R is nothing but inverse of resistance is called as conductance. So I is equal to G into V, where I is the current, G is the conductance, and V is the voltage. Okay. Now, if it is a two-node problem, then you will have 2 cross 2 matrix for the conductance. Okay. And if it is a 3-node problem, then you will have 3 cross 3 matrix for the conductance. Okay. Now, if 2 nodes are present, then G11 minus G12 minus G21 G22. Now I am telling G11 G12, what does this suffix mean? Now if it is going to be 2-node problem, then G11 means the conductance connected in node 1, the total conductance connected at node 1. Okay. G12 is going to be the conductance connected between node 1 and node 2. Okay. Same way, G21 is the conductance connected between node 2 and node 1. G22 is the total conductance of node 2. So whatever is the resistance connected there, you will write just the inverse of it. Okay. Now, one thing you have to note here, all the common inductance will have a negative sign, and the diagonal matrix will always be positive. Okay. This is in the formula. So if it is a negative sign in the problem, then you have to multiply that also. Okay. Next, into V1, V2. So we are going to have 2 nodes. So we will put it as V1, V2. V1, V2 are the voltages. Next, currents I1 and I2. Okay. Next, if 3 nodes are present, 3 nodes are present means the conductance matrix will be G11, G12, G13, G21, G22, G23, G31, G32, G33. Okay. Now here also, if you see, only the diagonal matrix will be positive, all others will be negative. Okay. So this means the same way as we had discussed here. G11 is going to be the total conductance connected to node 1. G12 will be the total conductance connected between node 1 and node 2. G13 will be the total conductance connected between node 1 and node 3. So likewise, it moves on for the entire matrix. V1, V2, V3, I1, I2, I3 are the voltages and the currents of that specific node. Okay. Now going into a problem. Now check this problem. Find the node voltages in the given circuit. Now in the given circuit, if you see, we are having 2 nodes. So first node we had marked the voltage as V1. The second node we had marked the voltage as V2. Okay. So the same formula I had written here. Now to find G11, G11 is going to be the total conductance connected with node 1. So we have 2 resistances connected here, 10 and 5. Okay. So 1 by 10 plus 1 by 5. Don't take it as 1 by 15. Okay. Don't add the resistance and take it like that. You take conductance individually. Okay. So 1 by 10 plus 1 by 5 will be the first element of the matrix. Okay. Next, G12. G12 is the common conductance between node 1 and node 2. So 5 ohms is common now here. So we will write it as minus 1 by 5. Okay. Next, minus G21. Minus G21 is going to be the conductance common between second node and first node. This will be same as the previous one. So you will have the same element as minus 1 by 5. Now G22. G22 is the total conductance connected at node 2, right? So we have 2 resistors here, 2 ohms and 5 ohms, right? So we will take it as 1 by 5 plus 1 by 2. Okay, and the voltages are taken as V1 and V2. Now coming to the currents. See, currents, you have to write only the currents if at all the voltage source is given. See, in the problem here, we have 4 sources. This is the current source, current source, current source. And this one is a voltage source, right? So if it is a voltage source, I have to convert and write it as current here. I have to change it into current and write here as current, because here we will be measuring only the current, right? Now coming to I1. I1 is the current, the total current at node 1. Now check here, this is the first node. Two sources are connected here. One is 25 amps, the other one is 5 amps. Okay. Now check here, 25 amps current is flowing towards the node and 5 amps current is flowing outwards the node. Okay. So always we will consider the direction like this. Incoming means positive and outgoing means negative. All right. So 25 amps is taken as positive and 5 amps is taken as negative. So the total current at the first node will be taken as 25 minus 5. Okay. Plus 25 and minus 5 it is. Next, for second node. Check for second node. We have 3 sources connected at second node. 2 current source and 1 is voltage source. Right. Now 5 amps is moving inwards, flowing towards the node. 6 amps flowing outwards the node. Now here, this is going to be 10 volts and 2 ohms. Okay. Now convert it into current first. Now this is going to be 10 by 2. Voltage by resistance will give you the current. 10 by 2 will be 5. So here also incoming. So this branch will give me 5 amps current source. So add up the incoming currents and subtract it from the outgoing. So 5 plus 5 will be 10. 10 minus 6. So that is what has been put here, 10 minus 6. Okay. Now pull out your calculator and solve this, put it in decimal. Okay. So after solving, you will get a matrix like this. 25 minus 5 is 20, 10 minus 6 is 4. Okay. Now we have got this matrix, right? Now the question is find the node voltages. So we have to find out V1 and V2. Clear? So we will first find out del value. Del value is 0.17. Okay. Del 1 is obtained replacing the first column by the current matrix. So del 1 is going to be 14.8. Del 2 is 5.2. Okay. So V1 is equal to del 1 by del and V2 is equal to del 2 by del. So when you do the division here, simple division here, you get V1 as 87.05 and V2 as 30.582. Okay. Moving to the next problem. Find the node voltages in the given circuit using nodal analysis. Also, find the current flowing through the 20 ohms. Now, check here the question. Find the node voltages. So, here first find the nodes. Here you have one node. Here you have the second node. Okay. So, two nodal voltages. Two nodes are there. So, two voltages you have to find. Also, find the current flowing through 20 ohms. So, this is the 20 ohms hanging out here. You have to find out the current through 20 ohms. So first find out V1, next V2. Next, to find the current flowing through 20 ohms, V1 minus V2 by 20, you will get the answer. Okay. It can be V2 minus V1 by 20 also. You will just get a negative sign. That's it. But the answer should be the same. Okay. Now, see here also note. Here you have a current source and here you have a voltage source. So whenever you are putting the current alone, you have to change this voltage source into current source and substitute there. Clear? So G11. G11, I told you it is going to be the conductance of the first node. So conductance of the first node, check here. 1 by 10 plus 1 by 30 plus 1 by 20. These are the resistors connected here. Okay. And next is G12. G12 is the conductance connected between node 1 and node 2. So 1 by 20. And here you have a negative sign. So we put it as minus here, minus 1 by 20. Same for G21. G12 and G21 will be same. Okay. Next G22. G22 is the total conductance connected at node 2. So check here, we have 3 resistances connected here. So it will be 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30 plus 1 by 15. Clear? So V1, V2 are the node voltages. Now coming to the currents. See node 1 here, this 10 amps is incoming. So it is plus 10. Coming to I2. I2 is going to be the current flowing to second node. So if you check here, this is the second node and 150 volts is the voltage source. So 150 by 15 is going to be 10. So 10 by 10. Again the same procedure, you will find out del del 1, del 2, V1 and V2. Okay. So if you want to just copy the problem and take down the answer alone, then you can try working out. All these problems solved are repeated university problems. Okay. The same way we are finding out del value is 0.0247, del 1 is 1.99, del 2 is 2.33. So finding out V1 is del 1 by del and V2 is del 2 by del. So you get the answer as V1 is 80 volts and V2 is 94.33 volts. Okay. Now, first part of the question is over. The second part, the current flowing through the 20 ohm resistor has to be found out. Okay, so the 20 ohm is connected between V1 and V2. So we will take the answer as V1 minus V2 by 20. Okay, V1 is 80 and V2 is 94.33. Substituting, you get it as 0.716 amperes. Okay. Next, find the node voltages. See, node voltages, they're not told you how many nodes. Okay. Now, this is a very important problem. Many of you would have checked this problem, would have solved in the class also. Okay. So find the node voltages. You have here 3 nodes. This is one node, first node, second node, and third node. Clear? So and this is the reference node. Reference node is not considered because of zero potential. So for this, as is a 3 node, you get the 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay. Now consider first node G11. G11, you have 2 resistances connected here, 2.5 and 1. So you write it as 1 by 2.5 plus 1. Plus 1 by 1 is going to be 1. So I just put it as 1. Okay. And next is G12. G12 is going to be the common conductance between node 1 and node 2. So this is the 1 ohm resistance connected between node 1 and node 2. So it is minus 1. Okay. Next G13. G13 is the conductance between node 1 and 3. Node 1 and 3, there is no conductance connected. So you take it as 0. Okay. Next G21. G21 will be same as G12. G22. G22 is the total conductance of second node. So look at second node, 3 resistors are connected here, 1 ohm, 2 ohms and 4 ohms. So you write it as 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2. Okay. Next G23. G23 is the common conductance between second node and third node. So second node and third node is 2 ohms. So you write it as minus 1 by 2. See, I am writing because 1 by all reciprocal because these are the resistance values. But we need the conductance value. So only we are taking it as reciprocal. Okay. And G31 is same as G13. G32 is same as G23. Okay. Next G33 is the conductance connected at node 3. This is node 3. So this will be 1 by 2 plus 1 by 5. So you will have the conductance matrix like this. V1, V2, V3 are the corresponding nodes, node voltages for the first node, second node and third node. Same way the currents I1, I2, I3. Now look at I1. I1 is the total current at node 1. Now node 1, this is node 1. We have 2 sources connected here, 4 amps and 3 amps. Now in this problem, no need to worry because all are the current sources. Okay. Now this 4 amps is entering. 4 amps is entering the node and 3 amps is leaving the node. So 4 minus 3. Okay. So this answer will be 1. Clear? Next, for second node 3 amps is entering and 4 amps is leaving. So plus 3 and minus 4. Okay. Third node will be, you have 2 sources again. 4 amps is entering and 4 amps is leaving. So 4 minus 4 will be 0. Okay. So now simplify this equation and write the del. Now same way calculate del 1, del 2, del 3. Okay. Del is equal to 0.665, del 1 0.275, del 2 0.28 and del 3 is minus 0.2. Del 2 is also minus 0.28. Okay. Now after this you have to calculate the node voltages V1, V2 and V3. V1 is equal to del 1 by del, V2 is del 2 by del, V3 is del 3 by del. So V1 we have got it as 0.413, V2 minus 0.421 and V3 is minus 0.3. Okay. Now see, I will give 2 minutes. You can take down the problem with the answers and then we will discuss the next one. Okay. Now take down the circuit with the answer. Just 2 minutes. I'll hold on and move the screen. Hope you have taken down the circuit. Next one, you please take it down. Sir, Subhana? Uh, 1177. Earlier, sir. இல்ல ஆமா கால் பண்றாங்க சார் 2 minutes சரி சார் ஓகே ஓகே சரி ஓகே ஓகே ஓகேம்மா okay. Now a small assignment. Okay, I had just put in 3 problems. Okay, this will be posted in the Satyabhama YouTube. Okay, you can solve these problems. The answers are also given, right? See this problem, using nodal analysis, find the node voltages. So V1 and V2 you have to find. Okay, the same pattern how we have done the previous one. So you will write 2 cross 2 matrix, solve it out, find out del 1, del 2. Okay, same way. Next, find the power absorbed by 10 ohm resistor. So now in this problem you see, you have 3 nodes here. First node, second node and third node. Okay, the question here is find the power absorbed by 10 ohm resistor. So they have not asked the node voltages or currents or anything. Okay, now you will first find out the power absorbed by the 10 ohm resistor. Means the 10 ohm is connected here, right? So the power you can take it as V2 square by R. So this one consider it as V1, V2 and V3. Okay, so power absorbed here at 10 ohm is V2 square by R. So you will first find out V2 value. Okay, V2 is going to be the voltage at this node. So find out this voltage, then V2 square by R value is 10 ohms, then you will get the answer. So V2 answer is given here with the power. Okay. Next, using nodal analysis method, obtain the current flowing in the resistors. So now same way you will do this also. You will write the equation. Now see, they had asked the current flowing in all the resistors. So you have to find out the current flowing in 6 ohm, 4 ohm and 3 ohms, right? So first find out V1 value. Okay. So previously the first sum we solved, right? The same pattern is this. So first you write V1 minus 25 by 6. So take it as I1, I2 and I3. Put all outgoing directions. So you can take it as I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. V1 minus 25 by 6 plus V1 minus 0 by 4. V1 minus 45 by 3. Okay, so I'll take LCM, solve this. You will get V1 value. Next, find out current through 4 ohms. Current through 4 ohms is equal to, current is always given by voltage by resistance. Okay, so voltage is V1. You know the value. You had found it out by its resistance value, 4. Okay, current through 6 ohm alone, you have to measure it like this, V1 minus 25 by 6. Okay, and current through 3 ohm, you have to write the equation as V1 minus 45 by 3. You will get the answer. Okay. Now, these are some important questions which have been repeated many times in your question papers. Part A. Okay. Find the equivalent resistance for the given circuit in the figure. Now, this is the circuit given. 4 ohms is connected in series with 2 ohms, 2 ohms and 2 ohms. Okay. These 3 2 ohms are connected in parallel. Now you know to solve if there are 3 resistances in parallel. Okay. So 3 resistances in parallel will be 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So make it out, find out the value and then take a reverse of it. Okay. So whatever answer you obtain here can be added with 4 ohms because this is connected in series with 4 ohms. Okay. Next, give the expression for voltage, current and power. You know what is voltage is? Voltage is the potential to do work. Its unit is volts. Current is going to be the flow of electrons. Unit is ampere. Power is going to be the product of voltage and current. Unit is watts. Okay, write it with expression. The expression has been shared previously. State Kirchhoff's law. So Kirchhoff's law, you have to tell both Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law. We already discussed about Kirchhoff's current law. What is Kirchhoff's current law? At any junction, the incoming current is equal to the sum of incoming current is equal to the sum of outgoing current. Okay. And Kirchhoff's voltage law, in any closed loop, the sum of voltages, the algebraic sum of the voltages and the sum of the potential drop will be equal to 0. Okay. You can either illustrate whenever you give definition for Kirchhoff's law, please illustrate, mentioning, putting a small circuit, okay, and mentioning it as I1 plus I2. Take I1 and I2 as incoming currents and I3 and I4 as outgoing currents. So mention it as I1 plus I2 is equal to I3 plus I4. And if you are going to illustrate Kirchhoff's voltage law, summation of IR is equal to 0. Put a small loop and then illustrate. Okay. Next one, state Ohm's law for magnetic circuit. So you know what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law states that the current flowing in any conductor is directly proportional to the voltage across it. Okay. And here you have to definitely mention the condition at constant temperature. So constant temperature is very, very important. Okay. State Ohm's law for magnetic circuits or electric circuits. Okay. Define specific resistance. Specific resistance, we have already gone through it. Specific resistance is represented by rho, right? We have already studied in the basic definition there. Okay. So based on that, you can write the specific resistance value. Next definition. Next, when a resistor is placed across a 230 volts, my 2 mark, you will be definitely getting some small problems. Okay. So be thorough with the concepts such that, or put a small formula sheet, okay, and go through it such that you can solve these without deriving any expression. When a resistor is placed across a 230 volt supply, the current is 12 amps. What is the value of the resistor that must be placed in parallel to increase the load to 16 amps? Okay, now see here, a resistor is placed across a voltage supply 230 volts. The current flowing is 12 amps. Okay, now you are going to put one more resistor in parallel, okay, to increase the load to 16 amps. Now you have to find what is the value of the resistor to be put. So you take first V is equal to I1, V is equal to I into R. Find out the resistance value. First put voltage is 230 volts, current is 12, find out the resistance value. Okay. After finding out this as the resistance value, equate this as, take this as I1 and R1. I1 will be 12 amps. I1 will be 12 amps. R1 will be the found out value. Okay. And I2 and R2, because these are connected in parallel. So parallel means the voltage will be equal, right? So you can just equate I1 R1 is equal to I2 into R2. Then you can find out R2 value. The R2 value will be the value of the resistor that has to be connected in parallel with the 16 amps. Okay. What do you understand by nodal analysis? Nodal analysis I had explained you. So just put the Kirchhoff's current law, state the Kirchhoff's current law. Based on Kirchhoff's current law, you will be writing equations for each node. After writing nodal equations, you have to solve it out and obtain the values. Next, two resistors 4 ohm and 6 ohms are connected in parallel. If the total current is 12 ohms, find the current through each resistor. Now see here, two resistors 4 and 6 are connected in parallel. If the total current is 12 amps, so they had given the current value, clear? But none of the voltage is given. You have to find out the current through each resistor, clear? Now, let me have the current flowing through 4 ohm is I1 and the current flowing through 6 ohm is I2. Okay, so you have to find the total current I is given. You have to find out I1 and I2. They are connected in parallel, clear? So you will have parallel means the current will be the sum. So I is equal to I1 plus I2. So the total current I is given as 12. Okay. Now apply current division rule. Okay, current division rule to find out the current I1 and I2. You can either find out one current I1 or I2 and then substitute in I is equal to I1 plus I2 to find out the other current. Or the second option is you can find out both by using current division. So current division rule states that I1 is equal to current through any resistor is equal to the total current into its opposite resistance divided by total resistance. So if I want I1, I1 is equal to I into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So here R1 is taken as 4 ohms and R2 is taken as 6 ohms. Okay. Same way going in for I2. I2 will be I2 is equal to I into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay. So by using this both, you can find out I1 and I2. Next, write down the voltage division and current division rule. So I discussed already the current division rule. Current through any resistor is equal. Current division rule states that current flowing through any resistance is equal to the total current into its opposite resistance divided by the total resistance. Okay. The voltage division rule. Coming to voltage division rule, the voltage across any resistor is equal to the total voltage into its own resistance divided by total resistance. Okay. Now this is the voltage division and current division rule. So voltage division and current division rule can exist only in series and parallel circuits. Clear? The last one, define power and power factor. You know what is power? We have discussed already. Power can be written as the product of voltage into current. Okay. Now, this power, I told you P is equal to product of voltage and voltage and current. Now here, substituting it current, I is equal to, again substitute V by R. So this will give you V square by R. So you can proceed with power with V square by R also. Okay. So power can be written as the product of voltage into current or V square by R, or in terms of resistance also it can be written. Okay. And the unit of power is watts. Next, power factor. Now power factor is defined as the cosine of the angle between the voltage and current. Okay. You always take the angle between the voltage and current as phi. Okay. Angle between voltage and current is always taken as phi. Okay. And power factor is defined as the cosine of the angle between voltage and current. So power factor is equal to cos phi. Okay. You can either draw a small diagram with current and voltage and mention it as cos phi. Okay. So as far as unit 1 is considered, you will definitely get questions based on mesh analysis and node analysis. Okay. And simple problems like this for solving series parallel circuits. Thank you, students. This PPT will be shared. Okay. Please go through and work out the problems. Thank you. Thank you for joining today.